Hello friends, today is Wednesday the 24th October 2018. Today we will see the rootless consciousness ahetuka chittani. Let's begin. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sammasambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sammasambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sammasambuddhassa. Let's begin. So today we will see the rootless consciousness. It's ahetuka chittani. Ahetuka means rootless. Hetu also means root. Ahetuka means rootless. Chittani is consciousnesses. So rootless consciousnesses. And we are still in the chapter 1, which is analysis of consciousness. Chitta Sangaha Vibhaga. Let's go to the stanza. We are in stanza 8. I have used here for example, here I have used the rootless. I have put the diagram of a root and then the cross mark on that, saying that it is rootless. This way we will be also able to beforehand by pictures or diagrams to identify the chapters, the lectures that's going to come from the topic slides. So here in the stanza 8 we will see the unwholesome resultant consciousness, ahetuka vibhaga chittani, akusala vibhaga chittani, which is unwholesome. Unwholesome is akusala, vibhaga is resultant, chittani is consciousness, or chitta is consciousness. So here I have put the red skeleton symbol for unwholesome, and for the resultant there is this turning arrow, the pink turning arrow. And then this is also this is the first class of rootless consciousness. It can also be told as unwholesome rootless resultant. There is nothing wrong, but because of the fact that all unwholesome resultant consciousnesses are rootless, we do not mention it. The Abhidhamma of written by Acharya Anuruddha doesn't mention, or he has not written it as exclusively as rootless here. There is no need to mention it because all unwholesome resultant consciousnesses are rootless, in fact. So let's move further. So here we can see that the unwholesome resultant consciousnesses are 7 in number. Let's read it. Upekka, number 1 is Upekka sahagatam chakku viññānam tata sota viññānam gāna viññānam jiva viññānam dukkha sahagatam kaya viññānam upekka sahagatam sampatichana chittam upekka sahagatam santirana chittancha ti imani satpi akusala vibhaga chittani nama. Yeah, so let's read it again. Upekka sagatam chakku viññānam tata. Second one is sota viññānam. 3 gāna viññānam. 4 jiva viññānam. 5. Dukkha sahagatam kaya vinyanam. 6. Upekka sahagatam sampatichana chittam. 7. Upekka sahagatam santirana chittanchati. Imani sattapi akusala vibhaga chittani nama. So this is the one. Sattapi. Yeah. So it is this one, and the last line is Imani sattapi akusala vibhaga chittani nama. So let's go inside, and I have here given different colors for all the different words that is in the complex words, and so that we will be able to know the meaning later. Now let's dive into the subject. Before we dive into the subject, let's give me a minute here. So the first one is the one what we are going to see is rootless chittas. So the rootless chittas, there are generally 6 roots. The three unwholesome roots are greed rooted, hatred rooted, and delusion rooted consciousnesses that we saw. So the roots, the main 3 roots are greed rooted, hatred rooted, and delusion rooted. And then the other good roots or the wholesome roots are non-greed, the root of non-greed or generosity. And then the second one is non-hatred root or root of loving kindness. And then the opposite of delusion is non-delusion, the root of non-delusion or wisdom root. So here the opposite of greed root is non-greed root or generosity root. And hatred, opposite of hatred root is non-hatred root or loving kindness root. And the opposite of delusion is the non-delusion root or wisdom root. So all the 6 roots are not seen in the in this rootless consciousness, ahetuka chittani. The none of these 6 roots we are seen here. So let's go again to the chitta. So here so here what we can see here is see here is in the last 4 lectures we have finished this sensual sphere wholesome chittas, the greed rooted chittas, hatred rooted chittas, and delusion rooted chittas. This we have completed. This comes under the kamavachara chittani, sensual sphere chittas. We are going up one step higher to the sensual sphere rootless chittas or ahetuka chittani. So here you can see this symbol rootless, and here rootless. The three classes are unwholesome resultant chittas, and wholesome resultant chittas, and rootless functional chittas. So here for the unwholesome resultant I have put the the danger, the skeleton symbol for the unwholesome, and then the turning arrow for the resultant. So here the unwholesome resultant chittas, there are seven chittas, and in the wholesome resultant chittas there are 8 chittas, which are the next which we will see in the next lecture, in the next stanza here, and then in the next and then the later one will be the rootless functional chittas, which are just 3 in number. So now we are here in the unwholesome resultant chittas, akusala vibhaga chittani, which are 7 chittas from chitta number 13 to 19. Yeah, let's see. These are again the sensual sphere rootless chittas or ahetuka chittani. Total are 18 in number. 18 in number, 7 here, 8 here, and 3 in the functional. So these are also non-jubilant chittas, or non-jubilant chittas, or it doesn't produce the jubilant mind. So that's why, and here the below one is the sensual sphere unwholesome rooted chittas, or also non-jubilant chittas. Here the next non-jubilant chittas, or here which we are going to see. And beyond this or above this, there are jubilant. These are jubilant chittas, which we can see. These are jubilant chittas. About these two classes, or non-jubilant chittas. Let's see here, unwholesome resultant chittas. So here, yeah. So here we have seen that all the 6 roots are absent in these chittas. So yeah, before we go further, we will again see these realities in this wheel of life, which are 4 in number. Birth is jati, aging is jara, sickness is vyadi, and death is marana, and then after death comes the rebirth. So this is the wheel of life, the bhava chakra. But in the bhava chakra, the two of the realities of life doesn't happen for devas. Here I have denoted with a sort of bluish green person, bluish green being, similar to us, with 2 feet and 2 legs and 2 hands. So here what we can see is a god, a deva or a devi, or devi means a female deity, or a male deity is deva, is born, just born, has jati, and then they don't age. They are born as a very young person with full of energy and bright skin, and then they don't age. They don't have sickness. And then suddenly when the time comes, suddenly they die. The brightness of the skin suddenly diminishes, and then they die, and then they are born again according to the deeds, good or bad deeds they have done in the planes, in the 31 planes, existential planes, which we have seen, which we are going to see, which we have partly seen, but the full one we will be seeing in the future. So this is special for devas, but for humans and the beings which are below us, like animals, animals and the titans, ghosts, and hell beings. These all are all there. The aging is there, sickness is there, death is there, and birth is there. Because of birth, all these three are there. So let's move on. Let this be as an anecdote, just to remember, which we will be using in the future. So yeah, so this is the so we have come to this one. So so here what we are going to see here is how the sense, so how this is called as the how the sense consciousness is formed, is well, how many are there through the senses. Through the senses, for example, here the eye door is there, ear door is there, nose door is there, tongue door is there, and then body door is, or the touch door is there. So what we can see is in the eye there is the chakku pasada. Let me increase this one. In the eye door, or these are called as the five sense doors. Five sense doors: the eye, the ear, the nose, the tongue, and the body. Body is for the touch. So so what we can see is the eye sensitivity, or the chakku pasada, is there in the eye, is present in the inside the eye, the retina, which the modern science says the name is retina. So the chakku pasada, the sensitivity material for seeing, for the eye, for seeing, is called chakku pasada, which is present in the eye. And then the sota pasada, or ear sensitivity, is present inside the ear. And this chakku pasada, the eye sensitivity, is sensitive sensitive to the light, the shades of the light, and then the color. This has been already told by the Buddha in the Abhidhamma. And then the ear sensitivity is this the sensitivity material in the ear is sensitive to the sounds, here, and the eye sensitivity is sensitive to images here. Images are having the shades of color and the shades of brightness. And then the nose sensitivity is called as ghana pasada. Ghana pasada is the nose sensitivity, which is sensitive to smells, different smells. I have used this this symbol for the smell. And then the tongue sensitivity is jiva pasada. Jiva pasada is the tongue, means jiva. Jiva pasada, which is sensitive to anything, to food especially, to all tastes, anything, any taste, whatever it be, from the eatable things or non-eatable things, whatever it be. And then the body sensitivity. The body sensitivity is called as the kaya pasada. Kaya pasada is spread all over our body, and this is for the touch sensitivity. Touch sensitivity is generally having three types of. We have three types of bodily sensation. That is, one is pleasure, the opposite is pain, and then the neutral one. Yeah. So in this slide, what we are going to see is the two sets of fivefold sense consciousness. Dvi pancha vijnana. Dvi pancha vijnana. Dvi is two, pancha is five, two fives, that is 10. Total is 10. Dvi pancha vijnana is consciousness. So two sets of fivefold sense consciousnesses. This is through the body, through the not through the mind at all. This is through the eye, through the ear, through the five sense organs we have here. So these are actually the resultant. For example, through the eye, there are two resultants, vibhaga. One is wholesome and then unwholesome resultant through the eye consciousness. Here, the eye consciousness. Yeah, first let us see how the eye these consciousnesses develop, come about. The external image, the image and the eye sensitivity join. When they both meet, the eye consciousness suddenly comes about. Suddenly the eye consciousness is formed, is formed because of the combination of the eye, the sensitivity material in the eye meets the image, external image. So the chakku vijnana, or else the eye consciousness, is formed. Same here, the ear sensitivity is meeting the sound. The object here, this is the subjective material. Subjective material is within us. The eye sensitivity is within us. The ear sensitivity is within us. The nose sensitivity is within us. The tongue sensitivity is within us. And then the body sensitivity is within us. The subjective sensitivity is here. Subjective aspect of the eye, ear, nose, tongue, and the body is within us, and the external respective corresponding objectives, counterparts of this subjective thing is, for example, for the eye sensitivity is the image, outside image. I have denoted this through a frame, a photo frame here. And then the objective material for the eyes, ear sensitivity is the sounds. The objective material for the nose sensitivity is the smells, and then the objective material for the tongue sensitivity is tastes, objects, eatables and non-eatable objects which has tastes. We can know that non-eatable objects like stones or minerals or sand, for example, has some taste also. So here eatables or non-eatables can, or of course, or here they are the objects for the tongue sensitivity, and for the body sensitivity it is the touch sense of the touch. So the object here is the sense of the touch. The sense of the touch in turn can arise due to the karma by itself inside our body as pain or pleasure, or through the external inducement of touch, or for example pinching, something like that, or cutting through the flesh of any for example, you can see this in accidents or something like that. So yeah, let us see here. Yeah. Okay, now let us see. The resultant of this I consciousness is of two types, which is wholesome vibhaga and then the unwholesome vibhaga, which are so two is a pair here. The resultant of the I consciousness is a pair here, and then the resultant here is again for the ear consciousness is wholesome and unwholesome. So resultant of the nose consciousness is wholesome and unwholesome, is twin in number, is double, these two. And then for the tongue consciousness, jiva vijnana, the resultant is wholesome and unwholesome. And then for the body consciousness, the resultant vibhaga is wholesome, which is pleasure, and then the unwholesome, which is pain, which is sensed as pain. It should be noted that the objects impact, the external objects impact is strong on the body faculty. The body faculty is in the body. The body has something, and that's called as faculty. What we say is faculty is the part. For example, here is the tongue faculty, the nose faculty, the ear faculty, and then the seeing faculty, and then so the impact of the object is very strong on the body, but the impact on the eye, impact of the unwholesome impact on the eye, on the ear, on the nose, on the tongue is not very strong, so we cannot feel much through this, but pain and pleasure can be easily detectable. So the other four sense faculties are generally weak when compared to the body. These are generally weak, but this is very strong. In fact, why it is weak can be seen here. It is because the eye generally is very small, the ear is small when compared to the body, the nose is small, the tongue is small, and all these four faculties are concentrated on the head of the being, the head of the being, head of an organism, or head of the living being generally. But the body faculty is spread throughout the body from the head to the toe. So this has greater impact generally. So as we can see, here is 2, and then here is 2 4, here is 2 6, here is 2 8, and total is 8, and then here 2 is total is 10. So Dvipancha Vijnana, 2 sets of fivefold sense consciousness, resultant fivefold sense resultant consciousnesses, or 10 in number. So let's move on to the next slide. So when we perceive an object, when we perceive an object through the five sense doors, or which we saw here, which we have seen here. So through this, when we see, we can feel it we can feel the external object as undesirable, which is called as anitta. Anitta means undesirable. I have used here the lip, and then the cross mark, which says which is undesirable. So the undesirable feeling, anitta feeling for the particular object comes about because of the unwholesome resultant. Resultant means what is resultant is, for example, if someone has done something bad, so the result will be for example, a feeling like this, unwholesome resultant feeling, which and then this feeling, when the object is met, and this unwholesome resultant feeling, or the unwholesome resultant will lead to undesirable feeling for the particular object. And then on the other side, here we have the wholesome resultant. The wholesome resultant, as we have seen in the lectures before, is the result of some wholesome action or good action we have done before. So the result is like this. The wholesome resultant is this arrow, the returning arrow. So the wholesome resultant feeling is 2 in number. One is called itta, or desirable, and then the other one is adi itta. Adi itta is extremely desirable, which I have denoted by a big lips. And then this is the small lip, which is desirable, and adi itta. Adi means more, itta means desirable. More desirable is I have denoted by a big kiss, and a less small kiss here. And then here undesirable is no kiss, or a cross on the lips. So just to remember them. So yeah, so what we will see now is this feeling, which is related to the unwholesome resultant consciousness. Generally has this anitta, the undesirable feeling will be there. So this we will see in the next slide. Yeah, in the next slide we will see how the 5 sense door process is going on. 5 sense door process is going on. What are all there? What are all the different consciousnesses that is arising? This is what we will see now. I have taken the example of the eye door. It can be any other doors. Any other doors can be used here. The door of instead of eye, you can use the ear, and similar door process is the same. Only the subjective part and the objective part will differ. But let's take the example of the eye. So here, when the eye, the sensitive part of the eye meets the image, the outside image. Here I have denoted by the blue image, blue frame. When it meets, suddenly what happens is the 5 sense door adverting consciousness. Adverting means it's like advertising, or adverting actually means turning or 5 sense door. It is just telling that something is coming through the door. Something is coming through the 5 sense door. Any of the 5 sense door, for example here the eye door. So this consciousness, for example here is the adverting. I have used the symbol of the board here, the advertisement board here. On the advertisement board I have used the nerves, symbol of the nerve, saying the 5 senses, and then the door. For door I have used a house with a door here. So the 5 sense door adverting consciousness suddenly comes about, And then actually what happens here is when you open the eye to a bright object, for example, the retina or in the eye, which is the sensitive part of the eye, captures an image or an image of the outside object or the outside world, and this we can see when we close our eye. We can see a retinal image of a bright object. So this a correct image of this retinal object is the one which has actually is the one which is sent to the brain, but this one is happening in the eye itself before it moves to the mind door. Later it will move to the mind door, but here it happens in the eye only. So first the adverting consciousness comes up. As we have seen that the consciousness just arises when the objective part meets the subjective part. Here is the image meets the eye, and here the adverting, which is called Panchadwara Avachana. Vachana means the sound. Means Avachana. Means coming sound. Here the Pancha is 5. Dwara is the door. Is coming. Vachana is the sound. Vachana, coming sound. Chitta. So 5 door, coming sound. Chitta. So as soon as which indicates that something is coming through the eye. So there is a disturbance in the flow of the consciousness, and suddenly this one pops up. This consciousness pops up, and then the flow of and then next one is here I have used the green glove or the red glove, saying that this is the past karma, the kusala or good karma. Here up is the wholesome good karma here, and then the akusala karma here, denoted with the red glove. So so as soon as the adverting has started, which happens, and then suddenly next is the eye consciousness develops here. So the image, outside image, is retained, is there already in the mind here, which will be processed here. So here again the outside image is here, is in the mind, and it is programmed, it is conditioned either by the wholesome karma, what we have done before, or it is conditioned by the unwholesome karma. Any one is, for example, if the wholesome karma is the one that we have done, then this is the one we will be seeing. Sorry, I have just used the both of the one, both wholesome and unwholesome, just to say that anyone is active. Anyone is active at the time. So the eye consciousness, Chakku Vijnana, comes about after the adverting consciousness or the Panchadwara Avachana Chitta suddenly comes about. The eye consciousness comes about, and it is conditioned by the wholesome karma that we have done, or the unwholesome karma that we have done, or which is actually the resultant is conditioning this one. So again, this exists for one mind moment. We will see what is a mind moment in the later lectures. So the next one is the receiving consciousness. I have, as we can see, this receiving consciousness is again controlled by the kusala kamma, or the wholesome good kamma we have done, or the bad kamma we have done. Anyone. So the receiving consciousness I have used with I have denoted by a gift box here. Gift box. This is the so sampatichana chitta. The receiving consciousness is otherwise called as the sampatichana chitta. So what happens is, as soon as the eye consciousness is formed, after one mind moment, the receiving consciousness receives the object that has been transmitted here. It receives, and after receiving, next what happens is the next consciousness develops. The next consciousness is called as investigating consciousness, or the santirana chitta. So it investigates this object. What is this object? And so what happens is, let's look at it again. So first the eye sensitivity meets the external object here. This here is the image here, and then the five sense door adverting consciousness activates, comes about, which is called panchadwara avachana chitta. So it shows that, it says that, oh, something is coming through the eye door, and from here, from the next level, these consciousnesses will be will be controlled by either by the good kamma we have done, or the bad kamma we have done. So here the next one will be the eye consciousness that is formed after the adverting is happening. This eye consciousness will stay for just one mind moment. After one mind moment, the receiving consciousness will form, and it will receive the object that has been perceived through the eye, that has come through the eye, and after it is received, the investigating consciousness will form, and it will investigate the object. What is this object, and so forth. It will investigate, and again up to here, it is controlled by the decided, or it is controlled by the good kamma or the bad kamma that we have done before. This is actually the past good kamma or the past bad kamma. So these two, and we have to note here is that the receiving consciousness sampatichana chitta, and then the investigating consciousness santirana chitta. These two chittas, these two consciousnesses are seen only through the only in the five sense door processes. Through the five sense door processes, and not through the mind door. Mind door process is not doesn't have these two consciousnesses. So after investigating, what happens is, the mind door, and then the object is passed through the mind, and then this is where the image on the retina, or the image that is processed in the eye, or the retina, is passed to the mind here. So the chittas here, these chittas are formed only in the eye sensitive, in the eye itself, or the sensitive part of the eye itself, and then it goes to the. So we can see here, if a person loses the eye, for example, a person has lost the eye. So what happens is, the eye sensitivity is lost. The eye sensitivity is not there for that person. For example, a person has lost both the eyes. So what happens is the eye sensitivity in both the eyes are lost. So when the object is there, but it doesn't meet the eye, cannot meet the eye, because the sensitive part of the eye is not there. So there is no adverting consciousness formed here, and then there is no eye consciousness formed, there is no receiving consciousness formed, there is no investigating consciousness formed in the eye. So the mind doesn't take anything from through the eye door. So okay, so for the normal person, what happens is the object is then passed through the mind, which this is not very important at the moment, but we will simply see it. So here it's called as the mind door adverting consciousness. Just like there was an advertisement, or there was an adverting, or there was an announcement of coming in the five door adverting through the five door adverting consciousness, saying something is coming through the eye. Here also what happens is in the mind comes to know that something is coming through the mind. So here the mind door adverting consciousness, mano dwara avachana chitta, is seen here, and it is the mind door adverting consciousness is called here in the five door process, five sense door process. It is called determining consciousness. After investigating, the mind actually determines what this object is. So determining consciousness, I have used the flag, the winning flag here, saying that it is the mind has already determined what this object is, and then the determining consciousness is specifically it is the mind door adverting consciousness, but the name here for the process which is happening through the five sense door is called as this type of consciousness, which is the mind door adverting consciousness itself, but the name is specific here, which is called as determining consciousness, because this consciousness determines what the object is, what object has come through the five sense doors. Here the eye, through the eye door, this image has come through, and this mind has determined it. So the Uttapana means determining or finding out consciousness. It has already found out what has come through the eye. So here the legend, the picture here is past unwholesome karma, or the bad karma here, and then the past wholesome karma or the good karma is denoted by the green glove and then the red glove. So this is the five sense door process, or five door process. We can say five door process, and the processes process flows we will be seeing in the ensuing chapters, but I hope this gives a crude, a broad idea of what is happening in the doors, in the five sense doors. So here, for example, if we take ear, this will be an ear, and all these things will be happening in the ear sensitivity, and then it will be passed on to the mind, passed on to the mind door. So let us just have just let us see what the mind can do. What type of in a crude sense, what is the mind doing? Let us see. So when the object is passed on, for example, let's not take this this object which is coming through the sense door, but let us see an object that is coming directly to the mind, for example an idea. So here the mind has the ideation faculty. The faculty here is called as the ideation faculty. Ideation faculty is the faculty or the sort of which is able to access an idea. For example, I have used the light bulb symbol for idea. The ideation faculty, the mind is able to access the idea through the ideation faculty, and this consciousness is again the same mind door adverting consciousness, or the manodwar avachana chitta, which is when an idea comes about, the consciousness in the mind tries to access it, and when it accesses, the first thing what happens is actually the faculty is able to bring an idea, form an idea from in the mind itself, but and then the consciousness itself is adverting, it is announcing that something is coming through the mind, an idea, or something is an object, mind object, or an idea is coming through the mind. So this will give a crude idea of what is generally happening in the mind. We will see broadly these mind door processes in the ensuing chapters. What we have to see in this chapter is about the consciousness only. So yeah, so this is the one, and let us again let us see the let us see the chittas here. In the rootless chittas, we have three types: the unwholesome rootless resultant, or the unwholesome resultant, and then the second one is rootless wholesome resultant, which we will see in the next stanza or the next lecture. And then the third one is the rootless functional chittas, which we will see in the ensuing lectures. So in the unwholesome resultant chittas, which we are seeing now, we have about seven chittas, from chitta number 13 to chitta number 19. So here there are 7 chittas. So in these 7 chittas, we can see that the chitta number 13 is eye consciousness chitta, chitta number 14 is ear consciousness, chitta number 15 is nose consciousness, chitta number 16 is tongue consciousness, chitta number 17 is body consciousness. So like for example, if an object comes through the nose, like a smell, so this chitta number 15 will get activated, will form, but not the other chittas. But other chittas will not form. But for each of these 5 chittas, and then the body, each of these five doors, the chittas that is forming in the 5 doors, in the door, eye door, ear door, nose door, tongue door, and the body door, there will be two other chittas that will come about, that is the receiving chitta and the investigating chitta, which we saw here. For any 5-door process here, the receiving consciousness or the sampatichana chitta and the investigating consciousness santirana chitta will surely form. So these two chittas will, chitta number 18 and chitta number 19, will surely form for any if any of the chitta comes about. For example, if chitta number 13 I consciousness forms, then surely this receiving consciousness and investigating consciousness will surely form. Or for example, the body consciousness is activated, then if that is chitta number 17 comes about, then surely chitta number 18 and 19 will surely form. So here let us see more. So because this is unwholesome resultant is the unwholesome, the resultant is formed. Generally it is unwholesome here, and the pain is generally felt in the body. So for example, a person, someone we get disease which has too much pain, for example, or pain is inflicted in the body through a particular disease, like arthritis, or any disease, headache or something like that. So here the chitta number 17 is seen here, which is felt through the body. Body consciousness forms because of the touch from inside. So the resultant is pain, and then here the feeling what is felt through the eye, through the ear, through the nose, through the tongue is generally equanimity and not pain, because it is not very strong. The resultant is not felt very strongly through the four doors here, eye, ear, nose and tongue, but it is felt very strongly in the body, so as a pain, which is chitta number 17. So chitta number 17 is for the bodily pain, chitta for bodily pain. And then the receiving consciousness and the investigating consciousness is felt as equanimity, because the pain is not felt here. It is not too strong. The receiving and investigating consciousness is not too strong. The feeling is not felt too strong through this consciousness also. And the receiving consciousness, when it receives, the object is felt as anitta. Anitta means we can see here. Anitta means undesirable. As anitta, undesirable object. What we can see here is the object what is received is perceived as undesirable, because what we have done before is not wholesome, so it is perceived as undesirable here. So it is chitta number 18, which is the receiving consciousness. Once it is received, it is perceived as undesirable, and then the next chitta is for the investigating chitta. And after the investigating chitta forms, the object is transmitted to the mind, door. So these are the seven chittas, which are unwholesome resultant chittas, which are of course rootless here. All unwholesome resultant chittas are rootless by nature, So there is no need to put here the word rootless here. So the unwholesome resultant chittas, or rootless unwholesome resultant chittas, whatever we call, is okay here. So on the body it has a strong effect as pain here. So in the wholesome it will become as pleasure here. It is felt as a pleasurable sensation on the body. Let us see in the next lecture about the rootless wholesome resultant. So let's finish this lecture by reading the now we are here, the unwholesome resultant consciousness, akusala vibhaga chittani. So akusala is akusala vibhaga chittani. So let's see here the words involved here. So here the chitta number 1, that is up to chitta number 7 we have here. The first one is upekka sahagatam chakku viññānam. So what we can see here is equanimity. Upekka is equanimity. With equanimity the I consciousness is seen, that is chitta number 13. And again here upekka sahagatam number sota viññānam. So with upekka, with equanimity, we can see the ear consciousness here. With equanimity there is ear consciousness, that is chitta number 14. And then comes the upekka sahagatam gāna viññānam. So gāna is the nose consciousness. With equanimity, upekka sahagatam, with equanimity we can see the nose we have the nose consciousness, which is chitta number 15. And again upekka sahagatam, with equanimity, with upekka, jiva viññānam is the tongue consciousness. So with equanimity we have the tongue consciousness here, which is the chitta number 16. And then the next one is dukkha sahagatam kaya viññānam. So dukkha is actually the bodily pain. With pain, bodily pain is called dukkha. Dukkha sahagatam, with pain. Kaya is body viññānam, body consciousness is seen. So with pain body consciousness is seen, so which is chitta number 17. And then sixth one is upekka sahagatam sampatichana chittam. So upekka sahagatam, with equanimity, the receiving sampatichana chittam is the receiving consciousness is seen. So here the receiving consciousness denoted by the gift is with equanimity, but what we feel here is the object is seen, is perceived as undesirable, but that is not is not given here in Pali. And then the next one is upekka sahagatam santirana chittam. Santirana is upekka, means with equanimity. With sahagatam is coming with equanimity. Santirana is investigating consciousness. So here this investigating, santirana is investigating consciousness, is seen with equanimity, which is chitta number 19. So thereafter, we have completed this chitta number 13 to chitta number 19 here, which are 7 in number, which are the unwholesome resultant consciousnesses from chitta number 13 to chitta number 19. So let's complete. Let's finish here. Let's finish here. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. By this lecture, let many beings come to know the words of the Buddha, the higher teachings of the Buddha, and all the good karmas that I have amassed through this lecture and through all my lives, past, present and future, I willingly, equally share with all the beings from the past, present and future for the benefit of them. And I request all the beings to please get the merits of whatever merits I have amassed, get the share of it, and I willingly give it, share it with everybody. And I also request all the beings from the past, present and future to pardon me for the bad karmas that I might have done to them from the past, present and future. Let all beings forgive me and relieve me of my bad karmas, the debt of my bad karmas that I have done to them, and I willingly relieve all the beings of whatever the karmic debts and the bad karmas that they have done to me. I pardon them willingly and happily, with wholeheartedness. So I also ask forgiveness from all the Buddhas, the Pacceka Buddhas, and all the Arahants, to forgive me for all the wrongs I might have done to them in the past, present, or in the future. Let me be forgiven. Let whatever I have done help me to attain Nibbana and the Sotapanna as early as possible. Thank you.